Greetings and welcome to the energy of Aquarius. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. Today we'll be doing a very new spread. It's known as the Quantum Triangle. The Quantum Triangle is a way to phasically understand phase through phase relationships, two triangles that are superimposed. And what happens is the idea of entanglement. This can be a relation between past and future self, as well as the ascension of the current moment. So it is basically designed to empower the viewer of the triangle in terms of tarot with a view of a way of ascension, to manifesting one's own desire to live in the present, to ascend accordingly. Now, the past and the present and the future sort of intermingle, they entangle to create essentially this process of ascension, at least through the triangle. And we're going to go ahead and look into that 6-card spread for now. And it's a new spread devised by the Order of the Twin Sun. So we'll go ahead and begin with that. Actually, firstly, let's go into a karmic reading and then we'll go into the quantum field. So this is for the month of June 2023. I do welcome you and thank you for your continued support of the channel. Okay, so for this month, your 7th house is greatly activated. The path of essentially being recognized is very much here. I don't know if you want that, but someone is coming into your life and you may be observing this person. It might be someone that you can see for who they are. They are seen generally by everyone. It could be also you. This could be a version of yourself where you are being recognized for, your thing. You are being accepted for your ideas and you are exemplary. You can serve to be an example in some sort of way. There is a leadership position that's based on a platform. This platform can actually be social media. It can be some form of schooling. It can be a rite of passage. It can be a workplace. It can be the idea of city or community. But essentially, the platform is here, and you are not making a choice to be here, but you're going to be recognized anyways. Somebody's going to be recognized. Could be the 7th house. It could be somebody opposite to somebody that comes into your life, somebody opposite to you. And there also is a change. Something that you've been thinking about and idealizing in the past is coming into the future, and essentially you can change that. This has to do with essentially a value system of some sort, infusing and changing a way of valuing something, reevaluating a system, reevaluating your own system, and trying to understand how to infuse your worldly stuff with emotional value, okay? And perhaps this is a way of you leading something. In terms of your own resources, in terms of a platform, in terms of a foundation, where you work with others in order to change and infuse the realities or the timelines or the value of love, okay? What is this leading to? This is leading to, ooh, interesting, another platform. I sense here, at least in June, you're going to need to change from one platform to another, one way of thinking to another, one way of relating to others to another. And essentially it's like changing one foundation for another, changing or uprooting something and coming into another place, okay? This has to do with kind of like transferring from one plot of land to another, transplanting. So be careful of your roots. Make sure that you are essentially coming into a place and valuing a system that you truly do want to keep. There is a sense of travel here. There is a sense also of some form of ascension, being recognized for what you're doing. Is going to be very important. At the same time, it can be something of a burden. What I see here is a choice to do this, but it seems to me that you were put into this position. You're trying to reevaluate a system or a commitment, and it needs to be set, in terms of like you loving what you're doing, because it could eventually turn into something that might be too heavy to carry at the end of the day. Okay, interesting. If you need to make a change, the change is here. You have to balance between two different situations. And it's like moving back, trying to... Okay, interesting. Trying also to... Yeah. Let's see, 7. Okay, 7. Yes. Okay, so trying to not be disillusioned when it comes to a choice that you're making. This choice has to do with partitioning yourself, where you're going to be moving to, where you're going to transplant to, and really knowing when it's required to cut yourself off from a past version of doing things. This is what's being pointed to, at least in the month of June 2023 for Aquarius. Now let's move into the quantum triangle. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. And yeah, we're gonna cut through this real quick. Okay. Two suns in reverse, star and sun in reverse. Something that you did brought in clear judgment to humanity in the past. It required you to walk in a path that you didn't want to, and it had to do with some sort of resurrection of a past connection, bringing someone from the past, especially during the retrograde season, Mercury retrograde in particular. Saturn is afflicted here. Judgment is clear in the past. This is a past thing. But we have two major arcana. You've been going through major changes. Your current moment is in a path of ascension that has to do with two hidden forms of light, two rays of light that are hidden, and two double arcana as well. That's the star in the reverse and the magician. I would argue that to be the magician in the reverse. So the second and third houses are very important for now, for what you're doing now. And it's not just the second and third, it's the 8 and 9. So there's a transformation here that has to do with the information that is being filtered in. It has to do with secret information. There's something about some sort of hidden information that comes in the light of a hidden guru, in the light of someone who's influencing you from the infinite. And this is a darker form of knowledge that can be used in terms of the subconscious realm. So you have to go through forms of meditation to seek out the true light. There's something about you that is changing the way you are learning and also changing the way in which you stabilize your efforts. Because Taurus and Gemini are afflicted here as well, there's the hidden path of Aries. There is a need to see your relationships and to see some of the hidden knowledges that have been hidden knowledge that has been hidden, go deeper within in order to find essentially the infinity. It's very esoteric, at least in terms of ascension within the quantum field. Yeah, this is a new type of reading that I'm doing. In the past, essentially, judgment is clear, you're being heralded, and there's something about some form of thing that you left behind that was somewhat toxic that you got over that is still irking you in the past. That is changing. Now there is essentially a crisis, a new crisis, where you're trying to figure out how to express yourself. And a lot of it is occurring through the subconscious realm. It's emerging from the unconscious. The idea here is to come to light by seeing basically how to stabilize, how to ground, how to place faith into especially your relationships, your resources, your hidden resources, really bringing all that to light, to come into a sense of self and to come into a sense of expression with the world around you, with how you express and essentially come into a sense of radiation. There's a hidden type of radiation. It's under the ground, a seed, 2 seeds that are buried in the ground that have to essentially grow a bit. Let's see, twin sun also. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit more research on the twin sun, but from what I understand, there's something about, yeah, it's like eclipse or the hidden coming to light. And through the enlightenment, you can see essentially the subconscious realm. There's a lot of meditation that's required in this month. Try not to understand the choices you've made in the past. You were very fixated on, especially in the present, coming into a sense of being, into a sense of expressing your basic desires, your basic instincts. Okay, so radiate in that. There's something to bring that into light, bring your shadow into the light. Let's see here. In the near future, there's interesting. There's some form of manipulation that I don't really trust. Make sure you see what others offer you in terms of emotional support. Make sure it's not loaded. The thing is that from what I understand, there's been a lot of psychic vampirism going around. It's a phenomenon, and it has to do essentially with gifts that are given with hidden strings, with strings attached, with algorithms and strings attached in it. So just be careful of the gifts that are offered to you in the near future. This is not to cause fear. Just make sure that it's clear that they're not going to try to manipulate you in terms of hidden truths or gifts that have strings attached to them. Always check the sort of offering that people make in terms of time. Use your intuition. You will be gifted with essentially the hidden light, a darker form of light that is very powerful when it comes to your own expression of, I would call it the hidden side of you. So let that express itself. There's something about the faith that you have deeply rooted within that gives you stamina, it gives you stability, and it gives you a way to really enjoy yourself privately. So when it comes to that, make sure that there's no manipulation coming to you in the future. Yeah, perfection is really important right now. Let go of the mind. Try not to let your thoughts carry you off too much. There's something about a voice that has not yet been perfected that is coming into a way of helping you to do your thing, to do your daily thing, to work. So try not to think about things too much, do things automatically. If you do so, essentially you will be gifted with inner radiance, okay? And people will be attracted to that, and they will try to offer you their time and their emotional support to give you some of that, but then in actuality it might be a form of trauma dumping or some sort of hidden motivation, some sort of agenda. Be careful of that. That's just advice, it's not the truth. So yeah. This card wanted to pop out, which is basically the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse basically points to a great deal of purging that occurs in the month of June, at least in the quantum field. That means it's collective purging. So you have to watch out because like people, you know, especially with Belton and May and Labor Day and all of the sort of Ascension stuff, Easter, all of that, everyone's been dumping. So it's like a spring cleaning slash summer equinox, extravaganza. And there's a huge pagan influence that is, sort of influencing everyone right now. So you have to be careful of like basically the loss of identity. People like just really trying to let go of pollution and then putting the pollution in the wrong place. It's like there's a lot of trash out there. Just be careful of what people give you. Make sure it's not loaded. All right, I do wish you well. Thank you. Bye bye.